there, retro gamers. Guess what? It's time for another episode, a bonus level episode of Game Overcast.
Woo! We're back.
We're back, baby.
Kind of.
And we're back with a bonus level episode of Game Overcast.
It's a bonus level for the bonus level.
A bonus level for...
Double bonus.
It's a double bonus, really. I know you haven't
It's
seen us
like-
in a while. We've gone back to our normal lives. But my name's David KAELIN, Game Over CEO. As always,
name's-
with me is Dan Caparello.
Dan Caparello, not Game Over CEO.
Not Game Over CEO.
Yeah.
So you got the CEO and then the not CEO.
You get the full perspective on every topic.
So I'll tell you like what the sales are, what you want to know about Game Over,
Yeah.
stuff like this, and then Dan will tell you like the honest truth about the reality of whatever's going on.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Guess
like
so.
hey, this sale's great. You should buy this stuff, and then Dan would say,
Yeah, you should buy this stuff.
"That's good."
That's good perspective.
All right. Well,
We're not always at odds. Sometimes
No.
you should buy things.
we should buy things
Yeah.
because buying things is what allows all this wonderfulness to continue happening.
True.
So everybody that loves Game Over, you do have to buy stuff from Game Over for Game Over to keep going on. It does cost money to put on this beautiful show.
We doing summer
This
recap?
Enterprise. Yeah, so this bonus episode, so we're going to do a really short, we're not doing levels, we're not doing parts and news and
One
sales and all the fluffity fluff that we used to put in the old show. This is just fun.
One level
This is
of
just
fun.
David and Dan talking the shit.
Couple D's.
A couple D's, the double D's.
Yeah.
You like saying double
No.
D's, don't you? Okay, sorry. We'll edit that out of the show. So, all right. So a couple of D's talking about Game Over and just life. So let's do a summer wrap up. So
Yep.
what was summer like? What was summer like for you?
Summer
Dan?
was crazy for me because
Crazy?
I lost my job in June,
Oh, that's right.
and then so all summer it's
I
just
forgot this
been-
is going to be a bad memory,
it's-
isn't it?
yeah,
for you?
not good. Bonus level. No, but so it's just been a lot of contract work and Ubering and just trying to keep food on the table and
Yeah.
been applying for jobs and so but still playing games because
Yeah.
you gotta escape reality.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I know the Game Over and Game Overcast is just another one of your side hustles, and so we always appreciate having you here and being
Yeah.
part of the show and the company for as long as we've been in business, pretty
Yeah,
much.
for sure.
Over the years. So what kind of games have you been playing this summer?
A lot of Pikmin 4.
Pikmin 4.
Yeah, Pikmin
Okay.
4. When did
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom come out? Was that
April?
was it April?
I think
Okay.
April. Yeah, I think so.
So beat Tears of the Kingdom and then
Yeah.
Pikmin 4 because I love Pikmin. I love Pikmin so
Yeah,
much.
you've always loved Pikmin. I remember when that
favorite.
first came out, and I didn't know what the hell it was. You're like, oh, Pikmin.
Obsessed. with
Yeah.
it. It's so good. It's just like a nice little like baby's first real-time strategy with like tons of puzzles and
It's fun. It's not a baby game. It's
No, it's pretty hard, but like it's not. It's like if you're a real-time strategy person,
yeah.
it has like elements of that, but you're gonna be like, this is rudimentary. Like it's not
Yeah.
real-time strategy, but you're multi-managing like different projects at once, and trying to keep your Pikmin alive and solving puzzles, tons of puzzles. I love.
Yeah.
It's a really good puzzly RTS-y fun time, and the characters are cute.
Yes. It's very cute to watch.
It hits all the marks for me.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
And I like Pikmin too. I was late to that party, but I've played some of the Pikmin games, just like 1 and 2. But I really like them too. It's my kind of game where it's like you do have to think and it's challenging,
Very methodical.
but it's easy to like get started.
Yep, easy to get
It's not
started.
real intimidating to get started.
And it's not twitchy. You can take your time with it.
Yeah, it's just when you're just
yeah.
chilling, you want something to just relax. It's not going to be heavy stress like
Yeah.
dodging gunfire and all this stuff. It's just like, hey, let's just do Pikmin.
It can be a little stressful
Yeah,
because you just gotta watch what you're doing. But in 4, there's a lot of ways to like mitigate that. Like you can like rewind time a little bit.
Okay.
You can like recover the Pikmin you lost if you lost like all your Pikmin, but then you have to like redo the puzzle. So it's kind of a trade-off.
Yeah.
And so they re-released 1 and 2 on Switch in HD. So
so you can get every Pikmin on Switch now.
all of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
No Hey Pikmin though. That's still 3DS exclusive.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, cool.
So Pikmin Summer.
A Pikmin Summer. Well, that's good, and that's good when you have time off from work to play games. So that's good.
Well, yeah. Yes and no.
That's the good side. There's a downside.
Yeah. Got to bring that money in.
So what I've been doing mostly over the summer, as you know, is CGF. Mm-hmm. So the first part of my like spring and early summer was all crazy stress and prep for Classic Game Fest, the biggest retro gaming event in Texas that we also run, and it's one of the biggest in the country now. It's literally huge. Like even I walk the halls of CGF and I'm like, I can't believe how many vendors and how many guests are here at CGF. But that was a lot of fun. Stressful to set it up, but then we get through to late July. We get to CGF. We both saw each other at CGF.
Yeah.
And actually, the one thing that I do want to point out, especially on this bonus level podcast at CGF, is, I've been doing Game Over for 18 years. I've been doing CGF for 16 years. And you know what everybody wanted to stop it and talk to me about at CGF? This podcast. This podcast. Because, as long as Game Over and CGF have been around, and I think some people at this point know, my face, or that I'm involved, or I'm, in charge of those things or whatever.
People stopped me about this podcast. They're like, oh, you're Dan from the podcast.
They're like, from the podcast. Yeah, and I'm like, is that all I've done?
I guess.
That's my claim to fame.
This might be the most, internet forward-facing thing you've ever done.
Yeah, I guess so. But, I mean, one of the reasons we stopped doing the regular podcast was because, it never got really major viral
how many views? It was 200 views.
We get on a good podcast we get a couple hundred views.
Okay.
Which I guess is good, considering most people, doing those don't get that kind of numbers.
Yeah.
But the amount of time that we put in between Dan and you had a really busy work schedule. I had a really busy work schedule. We didn't have time for this, and we would do 5 hours a week, and we didn't have the 5 hours a week.
I used to set up lighting in here and all kinds of stuff to make it look as good as possible, and you did tons of prep, and it was all morning, an entire morning spent, and then the editing. So
a lot more to edit, and so we both put a lot of time into it, and I think after a while it was just we're both really busy people, and putting 4 hours a week or 5 hours a week into that, it's just we didn't have the time,
right?
And but it's funny because of that small group, most of which are probably Game Over employees or just some of our regular customers that have known us for years. That watch the
Larry.
show, but yeah, Larry watched. But I mean, I had random people that were not a friend, not a customer I recognized, or not a former employee. That just random people be like, "Oh, hey, I saw your podcast." Yeah. I was like, "Oh, you were the one."
Yeah. Oh,
you were the one non-employee that watches. Yeah. Awesome. But it was really cool, and it made me feel really good, and so I got stopped many times. I know you got stopped many times.
I got stopped. It's weird for me because you're on camera all the time.
I know.
I'll come on every once in a while.
Yeah. So you'll hear Dan talking in the background sometimes, but you don't see his face as much. But people recognize.
Yep.
You have a big recognizable face too.
I'm pretty unforgettable.
This rockin' beard, Mine is like trim and neat, and yours is kind of long and kind of like more manly than
this
mine.
This is you in a year if you just let it go.
I know. I just
less orange.
I don't like the long stringies on the beard. You look good in it though. It's a good look for you. But I couldn't do that. I would get tired of it and want to cut it. Yeah. But anyway, so CGF smashing success.
It's great. Right? So fun.
Bigger than ever, packed. We had more vendors than ever. We literally had 150 something, actually. It was a few over that. It was a little over 150 vendors. Attendees, we hit a total just over 13,000 people. We had 8,000 Saturday, 5,000 Sunday. But it's a crazy amount, crazy.
Yeah.
For the thing that used to be literally inside a Game Over store, to now have to rent out this whole building and have 13,000 people there in a weekend is nuts.
I remember when it was it was a big deal in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Where you had to get a projected screen and run the tournament. But even that
There's
was
so many people, we can't even fit them in the store. There's 100 out there.
I know. You get 100 people and you're like, what?
What am I going to do with 100 people? And now it's 10,000, 13,000 people.
Exactly.
I'm like,
Now it's insane.
But it was a lot of fun, and as all the year-long build-up and stress and work for me, behind the scenes planning stuff out and sending emails and stuff like that, and I know our vendors get emails from me every week, so they're probably sick of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, as running Game Over, we've been to a ton of conventions, and a lot of them you go to, and you can tell when you get there, there's very little prep. There's very little organization. It's very like haphazard kind of put together. The vendors don't get a lot of communication. Like you'll find out the day of like what time you're supposed to unload your vehicles, and you're like, I really need to know this information so I can like know where to go today.
Yeah.
But so I go the other extreme. So I provide so much information. People are like, oh my God, I know when to get there. Like I get it.
But it's well run.
But it's well run, and I take a lot of pride in that. And it's just like Game Over. I run things a certain way, and some people don't like that. And it's not necessarily the cheapest or easiest way to run things, but I run it to a certain level that I like. And
you're in business for 18 years.
Yeah, and doing it 18 years. So something is working.
And we're still learning because this year there was a little problem with like bag check.
Yeah. So thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Jerk.
No. So that's why I'm here.
the one big problem with CGF this year, and the one big complaint was, how are all these people going to get in the building at the same time? Which is normally a good problem to have. Like we have thousands of people that all showed up early, all bought the VIP pass, all wanted to get in the door, like at 9 a.m. And they're like, but I have to wait? And we're like, yeah, because we sold more than one VIP pass. So there's thousands of VIPs, and here you all are, you're all early. And so we're trying to get people in, and we're doing bag checks for the first time.
Bag checks was tough. Yeah.
That's once we went over like 10,000 people at CGF, we started getting talked to about how we need to do a little more security, and it's for everybody's protection. It's good. It's important. I get it, but obviously that was the biggest cluster of the whole event, because everything once you were inside, it was fantastic. Everybody loved it.
Right.
But getting from your car into CGF was a hassle. The line wrapped around the building like 2 times. It was real slow going through the bag check. And so, for next year, we're actually ramping that up a lot. So I've already started, even though it's just under a year away. Yeah,
that's why I brought it up, because I
appreciate it. So I'm going to turn that negative into a positive and say that like for next year we're having an extensive amount of additional event staff that's going to be out there telling people like where to go, where the line is, and where you need to be. We're going to have metal detectors, which in a lot of cases will eliminate the need for a bag check. So if you just have a purse and you don't have like a gun or a knife or video games in it, you can just scoot right through the metal detectors. But if you do have a backpack, you bring in games to sell, stuff like that, you'll still have to go check it, but it'll be a much faster process, and we'll have multiple people, multiple stations, manning that entrance. And so all the other doors are going to be blocked except one, and then everybody's going to be funneled into that one entrance. There'll be a lot of people there to help, and the hope is it'll be really nice and smooth, and you'll just go right on in. So that was our main negative, and we're turning it into our main focus for next year. So, but other than that, CGF was amazing. It was fantastic. Everybody had a great time. Vendors did amazing. Everybody, is always, every year the vendors either come back and even get a bigger booth than they had before. Yeah. And it's crazy because normally conventions aren't like that.
Well, and it's cool because you get new people coming in too.
Like, and new people come every year. Like there's new vendors every year. Every year there's people that if you just say, well, I went to Classic Game Fest last year, and it's just going to be the same people, because some events are like that. It's just the same like 10 vendors or whatever. But like at CGF, it's different every year. Yeah, and there are some that don't come back, or actually a lot of them that tried to come back, but we'd already sold out because we sold out of booths early. So some of the regular vendors couldn't come back because they already were sold out. But then we got new ones in, and for next year we've tweaked the floor plan where we've added more vendor booths, so we're going to let more in. So we're hoping to get up to like 175 to 200 vendors.
Oh wow!
But it's going to be packed like sardines in there. We're pretty tight in that building, but I'm trying to stay there instead of going to the big convention center, because once we go there, the cost goes way up. Parking gets to be a total nightmare for everybody, vendor and attendees.
Downtown is,
and I'm trying not to avoid that. So we'll be at the Palmer Event Center next summer. It's a 3-day event next time too.
Friday,
we're going to have a more expensive and more limited VIP pass, so there'll be less of those people, so they'll be able to get in faster and smoother. We're going to have all this extra staff and metal detectors and stuff to feed that line in faster out front, and it's going to be amazing. 3 days. There is not another retro game show that I know of in the country that's 3 full days of activity. Sometimes they are just 1 day, sometimes they're 2 days. Most of the time, if they are 3 days, the third day is really just like the arcade is open, or like you can watch a band play or something. But like this is 3 full days.
Is Portland just 2 days?
Yeah, Portland's just 2 days. Okay. That's, as far as I know, that's the biggest one in the country that's like CGF, and it's actually happening in a few weeks. We're going to have a Game Over booth there. So it's really fun and great, but it's 3 days, but the third day, that Friday, is really just the arcade is open.
Okay.
So you can like set up your booth and then you can go like play some games in the arcade, but there's nothing else really going on that Friday. So this is the first, and so we'll see how it goes. But our plan is to fill it up with activity. There's going to be bands, there's going to be panels, there's going to be the costume contest on Sunday as always, and so everything's going to be amazing. So, we'll both be there walking around, so you can grab one of us.
Yeah,
in the aisles.
You want to get your physical copy of Game Overcast signed.
Yeah. If you buy our DVD box set of all the Game Overcast episodes, we'll sign it for you.
Your Betamax box set.
That's what we should. We should release it, but release it on some like totally archaic format. Like it's on Laserdisc. Yeah. Look at it. I'll sign the disc for you.
You can do the audio on cassette tape. 8-track. Yeah.
But yeah, that was really the main focus of my summer. And then post CGF, I mean, I got to visit all the Game Over stores. I mean, we had a lot of the Game Over managers come to help out at CGF, so that was really fun to see them in Austin hanging out from all the different cities where we have Game Over stores. They all come together. And then just recently in September, I went out and did store visits to all the stores. So I got to go visit and do my CEO thing where I go in, like the white gloves, and I'm like, oh, this is a little dusty. You need to shape up a little bit.
There's always room for improvement.
There's always room for improvement, yeah. As my managers know, like I will never not leave you a list of stuff to do when I come visit your store because I'm just picky like that.
Yeah.
But in a loving way.
No, cool.
But yeah, so I got to visit all the stores. Let's see, I had a birthday.
Hey,
which is,
How old are you now? 29? 30?
Yeah, I'm 29. Yeah. And so, that was a lot of fun. I don't really do anything for my birthday, but it's just it's kind of like just like when you're in prison and you put little lines to mark the days as they go by. I do that with the years. I'm just like, one more year.
Check.
One more year. Okay, I'm still alive. But yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it. And then just doing, my Game Over stuff. CGF booths are on sale now, and they're selling like crazy. So I'm doing that on the side. My side hustle is always Classic Game Fest, and but really just usual day-to-day life between home life, family, kids, shuttling. Like my son is not driving yet, so we're still taking him to to basketball practice and to football games and whatever. And so there's a lot of that kind of shuttling around to do. I guess that's really it for me. Just normal day-to-day Game Over stuff. Yeah. CEO and,
A lot of CGF stuff in the summer. Yeah. Which is cool. Yeah.
But CGF, it's like, it really does, it's like a full second job now for me because it's year-round. Like, it's so stressful at the end, super stressful during it, and then there's kind of this letdown after where it's like I can kind of breathe a sigh of relief in August. But then the booths go on sale in September, and then I'm right back in it. So right now I'm in the thick of it. Yeah. And we've already booked like over 80 vendors. Which is insane. We normally would be December before we have that many vendors.
Did you release that amazing trailer that somebody made?
No. Dan has worked on a cool CGF trailer, and that's going to be coming out actually next week.
Okay.
So we'll be releasing that next week. So it's coming soon. So watch out for the new CGF trailer. So I guess that's it. What else do you have from the summer, like post CGF? What have you done like in August to September?
Yeah, I mean, I went on vacation. Yeah, we take the kids.
You got this cool new shirt.
I went to New York.
New York.
The Splatoon shirt from the Nintendo store. Because anytime I'm in New England, I gotta make a little detour. Drive a couple hours off. A little detour to New York City to go to the Nintendo store. Yeah, it's pretty great.
And they've remodeled the store again recently.
A couple times,
I know I went there. I've been there twice, and the most recent time was still years ago. But I remember reading that like they had the little display set up with the Game Boy from Desert Storm, and they took that down.
That's gone.
And they remodeled some other stuff.
They have like a glass display with the history of Nintendo consoles and stuff.
They gotta have that.
But the grenade. So what they're doing is they're actually opening a Nintendo museum in Kyoto.
Oh wow!
And so the theory right now is that they're putting that Game Boy in the museum.
Oh, that's cool.
And not in New York.
Huh.
So that would make sense. That would probably be a cool spot to visit someday. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't know if I talked about being able. I got to go to the Super Nintendo World theme park.
You did?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh wow! My wife, like it's in California, right?
We had an opportunity.
I know they're going to put one in California and Florida, but
we went
California
to the one
open.
We went to the one in Anaheim in Universal Studios in California. Yeah.
And how was that? Give us your breakdown.
Like, it's so funny. Just like you go to Universal Studios, and you have to walk through the whole park to get to the Nintendo spot. And then you get there, and, all it is, it's like Super Nintendo World and a warp pipe. And there's like some Mario music playing. And so you're kind of like, okay, what do you...
So you don't see it from a distance.
Yeah. Until you go through the warp pipe, and then you walk out of Peach's castle, and now you're in the Mushroom Kingdom. It's
wow.
It's like a total like warp experience.
That's nice.
But right outside, there's always Mario music playing.
Yeah.
And when I walked up to it, Mario Galaxy theme was playing, and so I got like super emotional. And like my sweet wife who like planned the whole thing and brought me, she was like, it was like really awkward for her. She's like, why are you crying? I was like, you don't understand.
It is so, like, they didn't have stuff like that when we were kids.
And like growing up with that, and like, I don't know, like you're a kid, you're like dreaming of what it's like in like, Mario Land and all that stuff. And then it's here and it's real, and you're thinking about like, wow, how far Nintendo's come and the history of everything. And it's just like, it's overwhelming.
And it looks just like in the games, too, right?
It's amazing. Yeah.
Like back in the day, we had the 80s Super Mario Brothers movie, which didn't look like really anything, Yeah. But this, you walk out and it's like
if
there's a warp pipe or a question block or something, like they look just like, they have one that you can hit.
All of them. What you do is you get like a wristband. Yeah. That's like a near field communications wristband. Yeah. And it keeps track of like your score. And so any question block anywhere, there's like little games everywhere that you can like play to get more coins. And so you can hit any block, and you can like tap different things to like interact with stuff on the wall.
Would you actually hit the block? Like you make contact?
You punch the block. And it goes,
wow.
Ba-ding! And they look great. And it's amazing. And it makes the sound. And so we did the Mario Kart ride. They have the Mario Kart ride, which is kind of like this augmented reality thing where you wear goggles.
Oh, it's not like go-karts that move around, like you just sit in a box?
No, the go-kart moves, and it's you with 4 people in a go-kart.
Okay.
And it's a lot of different technologies. There's head tracking, because like you see weapons being shot out from you.
Yeah. And
you can collect weapons, and you go through... It's like a mixture of real things. There's like a real Bowser that like comes out. Okay. And augmented reality. Like you see the weapons that shoot out from your goggles, like a video. Yeah. And so that was really fun, because then you can like see your score versus everybody else's. Yeah, that's cool. Again, and even the line to like you have to like wait in line, whatever. Yeah, is like walking through Bowser's castle. So you go through like a laboratory, and you go like underground to like mushrooms, and then you come up to like a balcony. You can see the whole park. So that was like the big attraction. Awesome. Yeah, and the stores were great. I should have worn my Yoshi shirt. I got this great Yoshi shirt. It's orange and green. Yeah. It's like my favorite piece of Nintendo merch. There's what else is there? That's like the main attraction. And then there's like a bunch of little games and stuff you can play, and you check the app, and the app tracks your wristband, so you can go and see like your like leaderboard for where you are in points for the day. It's a whole
show you like what you've done and what you haven't done, so you know where to go.
Yeah. It's a whole game experience.
Oh wow.
Community experience. And so that was amazing. In Japan, they're building a like an offshoot of it that's all Donkey Kong.
Yeah, but who cares about Donkey Kong, really?
So, I don't know if it's confirmed.
That guy does.
Yeah, I don't know if it's confirmed, but I think they're building the one in Florida. They're going to have the Donkey Kong attraction.
Oh, just when it opens.
I'm going to have to go back to the one in Florida.
That's awesome.
Some Donkey Kong. Because Donkey Kong isn't really featured at all. Yeah. It's all like Mario, Yoshi, Peach, Luigi, Bowser, Toad. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, I think, just know him as like a character in Smash Brothers. You know, like they don't know the original like Donkey Kong.
Yes, they
games
do.
And Donkey Kong Country.
Everybody knows. If you know who Mario is, you know who Donkey Kong is. Yeah. He like saved the company. So
yeah, that's true.
Let's give credit where credit's due here.
And he has the best initials that you could possibly have. So, you know, DK. You know, I was born to be a Donkey Kong fan.
You made a joke earlier.
He became a Donkey Kong fan. I was born to be it because I had the initials.
That's true, yeah. I adapted the Donkey Kong
right.
you were born into. Yeah, right, exactly.
So did your family have fun at Super Mario World? Or when she went through the warp pipe, you were like, see ya, family. Like, I'm going to go check this out.
Didn't come with me. It was just me and my wife.
Oh, so that's the way to do it.
But I did abandon my wife at one point because she was like, all right, I'm just going to go sit.
She married it out. Like, I'm going to go sit at these tables and just have a drink over here.
Because she's not a gamer at all. She just knows that I love it.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm going to go sit in the cafe and get food. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to run around, whatever. Yeah. And then like 2 hours later, she's texting me like, "Can we go?" I'm like, "I'm almost done. I got to master this thing."
I'm on my third run at the Mario Kart.
Yeah. Toad Cafe was really cool too. Like it's really fun. All the different. I got like
you have like Bowser burgers or something.
Yeah, they're Mario and Luigi burgers, and then like it's like a red bun and a green bun. And I got a Yoshi salad. No, it was good. I got a Yoshi salad that had little like crouton Yoshi eggs and little like star fruit.
Oh wow!
It was really cool. Yeah, and the desserts are awesome. There's like a Princess Peach cupcake, and there's if you get the soup, it comes in like a porcelain mushroom bowl thing that you can take home.
Oh wow!
It's really great.
That's
awesome.
Cool.
If you give a crap about Nintendo at all, you need to go ASAP because it's great.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. And there's Pikmin hiding all over the place.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, they're little too. So they're like up on stuff. And then there's one balcony you go up, and there's some Pikmin you can only see from up there.
Yeah.
So you have to like spot them, and that's part of the game. Is like if you spot all the Pikmin, you get like extra points. And there's so much stuff. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back. I'm going to go right now. Now I'm gonna get my water.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's all right. You can just do that just right in the middle of the show. That's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Because I have a dry mouth now.
Yeah. Sorry. That's a lot of talking. Is that water? What the hell? Liquid Death. Breakfast of Champions here.
Yeah. You don't know Liquid Death?
What is that?
Yeah, they're great. I'm going to do a little Liquid Death commercial right now. So their whole thing is death to plastics because the ocean is filling up with unbiodegradable plastics.
Yeah, that's true.
So 10% of their profits go towards removing plastics from the ocean. And they only produce stuff in aluminum cans because aluminum is infinitely recyclable.
Huh. Okay. Well, that's good.
And it just looks cool.
So it's not like some crazy, freaky energy drink or something. That's just water.
Just water.
Like flavored water.
This is lime water.
Lime water.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Huh. Wow. Well, that's cool.
So, save the planet.
You know, I thought of a totally unrelated thing that I wanted to share, too, that this happened just last week, but there's a really funny Game Over story that I could share real quick.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So at Game Over, you know, we have stores, right? We have 12 stores.
We have stores now?
Oh, shit. Yes, we have stores. So
I thought it was just a podcast.
Well, everybody knows the podcast, but the podcast was so wildly successful, we decided to open stores because I had some free time from all the podcast time. But
all that podcast money rolling in, what are you gonna do with it?
Yeah.
Just falling out of my
podcast money is crazy money. So anyway, so we have the stores, right? We sell retail. We also have a website, and on the website we sell anywhere in the U.S. and Canada, right? And we have sold
Mexico.
Not Mexico.
All right.
Just U.S. and Canada. But we have sold to customers in every single one of the 50 states.
Hey.
Which is really cool.
Hawaii?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And Canada. We don't get a lot of Canadian orders, and the Canadian shipping is obviously real expensive. We, price it up because it's often a hassle. And this is a story about Canadian hassle shipping.
Let's go.
So we sold something to a customer in Canada on our website. It was a Sega Genesis Justifier light gun. You know what that is?
Justifier?
The Justifier from
the blue.
Yeah, from Lethal Enforcer.
Okay,
I don't know if we have a.
No,
I don't have a picture.
The blue revolver looking.
It looks like a revolver from like an old Western,
right?
But it's plastic and it's baby blue. So it's like a baby toy version of a gun, right? Like nobody would look at that and think, "This is dangerous. I'm in trouble." That person has a light blue gun with a cord hanging off of it
and an orange tip, probably.
Yeah. So they bought this gun. We shipped it to Canada. It's more expensive to ship. So we paid the money to like ship it through. We had to do like customs forms and stuff, and it goes up there. It gets from Austin, Texas, up to the border of Canada. And apparently at the border, it got turned around and returned to sender, sent back to us in Austin. And we got it back, and the customer was mad. They're like, "Where's my order?" And we're like, "I don't know. Like, it makes no sense. Like, we had all the paperwork, and you know, it was like DHL, which is like a major shipping company, like UPS or whatever. But yeah, it was like, you know, everything was done. It was shipped. We had the address right, and so we finally got the box back just the other day here. And there was a little note on it from the DHL person.
Oh my gosh!
And guess what the reason was that they returned it? Because you cannot ship guns into Canada, apparently. Yeah. Even toy guns. Because the note said, like, even toy guns. It said something like, shipping guns to Canada is not allowed, even for toy guns. So even though it's listed as a Sega Genesis accessory, it's light blue, and it's a revolver. Like, what kind of mass shooting has a revolver?
How does Hasbro
even if that was,
send Nerf guns to Canada?
I don't know. But it was listed as Justifier light gun accessory for Sega Genesis, and it had a little picture and looks like a little picture of a gun.
Well, you got to ship it back and just call it a controller then.
I know. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do.
Oh no, our worldwide
say Genesis controller, and have no picture, like picture not available, or something on there, and try it again. But I was just like, really, Canadians? Really, Canadians? Come on. I mean, I know in America, you know, we have, you know, toddlers with like shooting ranges at their daycare where they can, you know, start them young.
No, you know what the thing was? It's because it came from Texas.
Of course, it had to come from Texas too.
They're like,
like, okay, it says here gun. It says from Texas.
Those are the only words they read. Gun, Texas.
That's it.
Nope.
Send it back. But we were just like, man, son of a
Does the customer
Mario.
like understand now what the problem was?
I haven't heard back from the customer yet, but we emailed them this week to say like, yeah, sorry, we now figured out what happened, and we have it back, and we know now why they sent it back at the border. But it's funny, like on the southern border, anything and anybody can come across.
You should ship to Mexico.
You could be like a truck full of like humans and weapons can just drive on the highway through the border crossing and just come right on in. But at Canada, they're like this little box with a plastic video game, fakey looking, certainly not usable for anything except playing Genesis, gun, and no, send it back. It got stopped. Like, that northern border is so fucking secure.
You're gonna.
It is crazy.
That's.
But anyway, so that was like the crazy game over story of the month, and so I had to share that too.
That's good. That's a good story.
Nuts. Yeah. But that's the kind of fun stuff we deal with. And then there's a customer like, "Where's my package?" And I'm like, "I don't know. We did everything right." Oh
yeah.
Canada doesn't like guns from Texas.
I found a steering wheel at Goodwill for N64.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Yeah,
that's
in
cool.
box. It was in its box, and like, you know, usually these wheels are like PC wheels.
Yeah.
They have them every once in a while, but you got to check. And it didn't say N64 on the front or the back, and then on the back, on like very small text, it was like for Nintendo 64. I was like, open it up, it's got the plug. I was like,
yeah, normally if you ever see a driving wheel at like a secondhand store,
it's
always PC.
Always.
Just just some stupid
And then like they're not even compatible anymore.
No, you can't even do anything with it. It's just dumb. It's just trash.
Serial port thing.
Yeah.
And it was $25, and I was like,
that's not bad. In the box.
Well, yeah, but like on eBay they'll go for like 30 to 40, and then like shipping is a lot. So I was like, 25, and what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
But I brought it up to the counter anyway, and they're like, "Oh, it's Blue Label, it's half off today."
Hey, all right.
The N64 gods are smiling on me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's rare. Thrift stores are dead for gaming stuff now.
Yeah,
just totally dead. But
you know when I started Game Over, I would go to Goodwill's and I could find a basket full of stuff. I was just throwing it in like, a bunch of Nintendo games, a bunch of Super Nintendo. But now it's like nothing. Like tumbleweed rolls across the electronics aisle.
Even like 3 years ago, I got a stack of Dreamcast games for like at Savers.
Oh,
for like
wow.
$6 a pop. That's where like most of my Dreamcast collection came from. But these days, like I still go. Yeah. But it's like now
you
it's
won't
usually
find anything.
No,
there.
now it's usually stuff for kids, for the kids that I get, because nothing is ever in the.
If they ever get anything video game related, they throw it on one of their auction sites.
Yeah.
And then it ultimately will sell for whatever it would sell for, like at Game Over or on eBay or whatever. So there's no point.
It is what it is. It's the market now.
That stinks.
Yeah. So the market changed.
Well, that's pretty much our summer wrap-up then. Is there anything else we should talk about? Because we have no other plans. we're just burning time here. We just thought we'd throw together this bonus episode where we just talk and we have no agenda.
This is better.
I'm not talking about any kind of go to Game Over and get the sale or whatever. Like
I would always just fast forward to the stinger at the end anyway. Old episodes.
Do we have a stinger this week? Like, should people stay tuned after the credits?
Opening conversation we had is probably going to be the stinger because it was so stupid.
Because when we first sat down, we were like, "What are we going to talk about?" I don't know. We're just going to shoot the shit. Oh, okay, let's do that or whatever. Yeah.
So stay tuned.
So stay tuned for a bunch of us rambling before the show to happen after the show. So I think that's it. So thanks for watching Game Overcast bonus level, and we hope to see you at a Game Over store or at Classic Game Fest sometime soon. Yeah, thanks for your support, everybody.
Bye.
So this is going to be, I'm thinking we call this the bonus level.
Bonus level.
So we did the Game Overcast, level 1, level 2, whatever. Then we did boss level. This will be the bonus level. This is the one you don't even expect.
Yeah.
It's a total surprise. It's like a fucking whistle in the woods.
Extra.
It's a warp whistle.
Oh, okay.
It's like a bonus. It's like you didn't even know, and then you're like, "Oh shit! There's a whistle, and there's more." And the map goes.
Well, whistle in the woods isn't like a colloquial phrase.
That's just something I just said.
You just made it up.
I just made it up. It's a David phrase.
Yeah, making sure I wasn't crazy over here. Whistle in the woods. It sounds like something though.
You know, like a whistle in the woods.
It sounds like Shakespeare almost.
Yeah.
You're a poet. You didn't know it.
I didn't know it. I knew you would say that. We should do this every week.
Yeah, this is great.
We should have a podcast.
But just shoot the shit.
Just shoot the shit. Yeah. No scripts.
You don't have anything going on.
I don't have anything going on. It would be nice if we did zero prep, because the whole thing with the podcast before was that, even as wonderful as it was, and it seemed very spontaneous, like it still did require a little bit of research on my end.
Right.
And like a little bit of prep, and I have my little like notes and stuff, and I don't have any of that today, so I'm not burdened by that.
Yeah.
We're just sitting and talking
about whatever we want to talk about.
We talk about the summer.
Talk about summer
wrap up.
Yeah.
CGF. So yeah.
I found a steering wheel.
You found a steering wheel?
Yeah.
Most cars come with those.
That's like our joke earlier. I already have the steering wheel, so don't charge me for that.
I only need certain parts on this car.
Yeah.
What I need me 3 tires. I need me a front bumper. I need me a little a belt, and I need me.
I need the frame. I need the transmission. I
need a headrest. Everything else, I got me a chair,
and I got windows.
I got me a window or two.
I got some rope. Make me a seatbelt. Just charge me for what I need. That's all I'm asking.
You're overcharging me. Windshield washer fluid. I ain't never gonna clean that windshield.
What do you think
that's what rain is for, fool.
The Lord gives us.
The Lord washes my window.
Dang old dusty windshield. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Summer up.
So, yeah. So let me do like an intro.
Okay.
And then we'll just go into it.
All right. Sweet.
And so you can then, when you edit, break in with the Game Overcast or something, and then just throw like bonus level up, and then do whatever.
Okay.
So I'll do like a brief intro.
Good.
Okay. Let me think how we used to start the show. Probably just like, hey, retro gamers or something.
Yeah. Start
That's normally
freshen up.
Even when I'm around the house, I'm like, hey, retro gamers, can I get me some dinner?
Oh my god. Your wife hates that probably.
And then as soon as I recover from unconsciousness from my wife slapping me, I might get some food. She'll like put a plate on the floor by the dogs. Okay. Let's start over here.
Don't bang the table.
I'm trying. It's hard.
So bangable.
That's what she said.